Hey collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to the channel. I am so happy and pleased to have each and every one of you here. If you are new, welcome. I'm so happy that you found this channel. And if you've been here for a while, I appreciate you all so much. We are going to do a reading today. I was actually woke up at about 3:30 in the morning to do this reading. And it is a NYX, the goddess of night, wanted to get a message out to you all. So before we jump into today's reading, I just want to remind you that through the month of November, if you comment the word book in any reading, you are eligible to win a free copy. I did display that book in the last love reading that I did, so you could take a look at that. There's a lot more description going on there. You must be subscribed to win. So that being said, I am going to put the sage away, which is going pretty heavily here. And we're going to see what it is that NYX has to say. I was particularly woken up by NYX, like, you got to do a reading today. So here we are. All right. And this is regarding something hidden in your life at this time. Something that you may not know, something that's going on behind the scenes. So I was drawn to a couple of decks in particular, and we will see where this takes us. So tell me, for the collective, what is the message that you wanted to get out today about what is hidden, what needs to come to light? What is it they need to know right now? Okay, we have movement. So that reminds me of the Chariot card. So this is a time of change and movement and a symbol for wonderful surprises. All right, well, guess what? You have a wonderful surprise on the horizon, and you may not even see this coming. So if you have been waiting for something, you will soon have clarity. I don't know if you can hear the cat meowing her heart out. There you go. You will get answers that you thought would never come, and you will move closer to things that were out of reach before. Perhaps this card predicts a trip that you've always wanted to take. The symbol of movement can indicate both a change of scene and a real shift in a direction of your life. No matter what this symbol holds for your question, know that wonderful change is now possible. This is a time to make your move. All right, well, that is a beautiful place to start. So I want to know where that's going to go. We are going to dig a little deeper into that. We do have cycles at the bottom, which is an indication that you have just completed a cycle. And what this is giving me with the energy of movement is that you've probably been sitting in a void space for quite some time, and something has wrapped up and ended, but you haven't yet seen the new unfold just yet. Or maybe you've seen glimpses of it, but you haven't quite fully entered that new stage yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down as well. Okay, let's get one more for the collective. What else do they need to know right now at this time? Something that is perhaps unknown to them that they need to know. I find it very interesting with the way the lights are hitting on my chakra points over there, that we have the third eye lit up. So we have a lot of purple in this cycles card. This is also telling me that your intuition is strengthening at this time, and that could be why there's a pause and why there's a hold. You're being called to tune in more deeply to messages that are coming through and to act on the things as they come through. So for instance, I was called out of bed at 3:30 in the morning to do this reading. I suddenly heard, NYX has a message. You need to go do a reading. Okay, let's go do it. That was me acting on the intuitive hit that came through right then and there. Sometimes you just gotta get up and go do it, even if you're tired and you don't want to. I actually wasn't not wanting to. I was like, okay, let's go. All right. And then we have individuality. All right. So I am getting that, like, You definitely are coming into your own here, right? Maybe in past cycles you were who everybody else wanted you to be, and that didn't serve you. You're like, guess what? I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't get the job of my dreams, the house of my dreams, the relationship of my dreams, the whatever else, right? And so you had to end many cycles and move out of those so that you can find who you truly are as your authentic self. That's very much what this is giving me here. So I am going to look for the cycles card. So it says what goes around comes around is the message of the symbol cycles. The moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you are planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about your action. You will surely meet this experience again. Remember, what goes around comes around, like the moon that revolves around the planet. The energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. All right. So it's very interesting because, we think, okay, we completed a cycle, we're done with it. That may not necessarily be the case. Maybe, perhaps, it will come around, but I am getting that you will have mastered this lesson and you will approach it differently. So maybe some of you had a problem with saying no to things and you just said yes to everybody. And again, it felt like that's not who you are because you were always left depleted at the end of the day. So if this comes back around, maybe again, it's the same person that you've cut off at some point. They may come back around and try it again. Like, hey, I was able to get this from you before, so maybe I can ask you nicely and you'll do it again because I was able to in the past. So just because a cycle comes back around doesn't mean you failed the lesson. It's actually in place to show you how far you've come on your journey. You have an easier time saying no because your peace is more important to you and your own energy is sacred to you. And you're not just going and giving it out to anybody all willy-nilly because you're like, guess what? I need this for myself. I'm not in the game of just giving it away for free anymore. You want my time? Let's schedule an appointment. You want my time? Let's reciprocate. Whatever this means to you is what this is. So the individuality card, it says, no two snowflakes can ever be the same. Just as you are special and unique too, this is something to celebrate. I have marked one young vampire in a way that is unique, setting her apart from all others. Choosing her symbol is important because it reminds you to reflect on your unique qualities. It also reminds you not to compare yourself with others. This is a futile exercise because no one is the same. No one's beauty greater or lesser than yours. No one's life better or less than yours. Others may seem happy doing things a certain way, but if you feel as if you're compromising yourself to fit in, don't. People will love you for who you are, not someone that you are trying to be. Your task here is only to be yourself. This is a powerful sign. Wow. So, again, I've said this before on my channel, comparison is the thief of joy. So imagine you are a peacock and someone that you're looking at is a flamingo and you're like, oh, why do I have this huge giant tail when the peacock or the flamingo has long legs? I don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, you're both beautiful and unique in your own respect. So don't allow someone else's seemingly better situation to thwart you from doing what it is that you want to do. Be yourself, right? And I'm getting that you're starting to see that. Maybe you've already seen that and you've already completed that cycle and you're starting to now go with that, right? Just go with it. Like, that's what I keep hearing. Just go with it. So We have movement now. We have beautiful surprises hidden in the background for you, collective. And all it requires you to do is just to be yourself. I mean, how amazing is that? You literally have already done all the hard work. So you just now need to sit back and receive whatever it is that's coming for you. All right. So I was called to use the Moonology deck. So what other messages do we have to go with this reading, please? What other messages need to come through here? Thank you. We have step out of your comfort zone. We have North Node. So North Node is all about following your purpose. And so many people get hung up on that statement. You know, what is my purpose? How do I know what it is? Here's the thing. You literally don't have to try hard or do much of anything besides be yourself. It's like, figure out this and you're already here. That's it. Like, if you love and enjoy helping people, maybe being yourself is for you to volunteer at soup kitchens. Maybe you start a non-for-profit organization and you start to work with the homeless, and it's like, guess what? That's it. Like, you don't need to do anything else. There's no more that you're required to do. Maybe art is your thing and people enjoy looking at your art for inspiration. Maybe it inspires them to be an artist themselves. You know, if you're a writer, same thing. People are inspired by your words. You're a fashion designer. People are inspired by your choices of fashion and things you put together. So whatever this is, it's not like you have to do anything special. As long as you show up as your authentic self, you're already there. So I will give you an example. My North Node is in Cancer, which is the only place in my chart that I have Cancer. What does that mean for me? That means that I need to be a very loving and nurturing energy for people. And in fact, I do massage, I do energy healing, and a lot of people who get off the table feel so relaxed. And I mean, they're like out of it. Like, oh, like I'm going to go home and take a nap now or whatever it is. My energy exudes from me. So many people have told me that I give off a very nurturing and loving and motherly, protective type of energy. And that's not something that you can fake. You do the work, you show up as your individual self, you make people feel seen, you make them feel loved and wanted, and I'm in my purpose. What did I have to do to get there? Well, shadow work, had to heal all the past wounds and all that fun stuff, you know, we all have to do that. That's our part. And as you go through that process, your authentic self slowly reveals itself to you. You start to integrate your light and your dark aspects, your shadow self, your light self, and you just become who you are. You already are that underneath. But you have to understand that so many of our traumas and that kind of thing like fog up the glasses, and we can't truly see who that person is underneath. Until you heal that, you start to clear away that fog, and then that person is revealed to you. So look at your North Node in your birth chart and look at what sign it's in. That will give you your answer as to what your purpose is if you are completely in the dark and unsure about it. So maybe some of you didn't know that. Maybe some of you are already in that. Good for you. Just keep going. All right, let's see what else we can get for this reading, for this collective. Okay, a whole bunch wanted to come out. So we have the new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. I love that because we did get something that alluded to that with this movement card. And we are about to enter Sagittarius season. We have faith in your dreams. This is waxing crescent moon, more purple, lots of purple here. So I'm getting very much here that you have to trust your intuition. Your intuition is going to play a huge role in you figuring out who you are. Trust things that come up for you. Like if something nudges you not to do something or to do something, trust that. I just finished, we were talking about vampires. She's a vampire. I literally just finished watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And when the guy that showed up, Merc, was trying to teach her when to know when vampires are near, she would get like cramps in her stomach. And like she just kind of kept writing it off like it's just cramps. Like, you want to know about my cycle? Like, don't be so gross, But the thing is he's like, no, that's your alert system. You are writing it off as cramps. But that's telling you something. So you need to pay attention to that and listen to it and understand that it's there for a reason. So with your third eye opening and being illuminated at this time, you're also being shown something or lots of things. And you may just be brushing it off like, oh, that's nothing. That's just cramps, or that's just a headache, or that's just whatever. It's likely more than that. I am not a doctor though, so if you are having issues, maybe go see a doctor. But if there's nothing wrong with you and you're getting like kind of strange sensations, they could be ascension symptoms. They could be intuitive nudges, gut instincts. Think about that. My literal gut like balls up into a knot when something doesn't feel right. So these are kind of ways that your body tries to alert you to something. So pay attention because they're there for a reason. All right, the next card that came out was you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Love that. We just talked about Cancer. So we now have Sagittarius and Cancer on the table. I'm getting to check your North Node, right? Cancers are very family oriented too. So their home life is very stable, very secure. And that's how they thrive. Like happy family, happy life, that kind of thing, right? The next one we have is new moon in Libra. A lot of new moon energy here. I love this. And this is a new romantic cycle begins. So I did just finish doing a love reading. Go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. A lot of new moon energy, meaning we are starting fresh, right? When we have new moons, that means we are beginning something. We have a fresh start, new beginning, right? It's at its darkest point. This is when you put your intentions out there and you start to put your action behind your desires, your intent. When we have a full moon, that usually means we need to release something, right? What in my life needs to go? Let's do a burn bowl ritual, write it down on paper, burn it in a bowl, release it to the universe. The new is about what are you calling in? I've also, I have an understanding if you are a female and you get your cycles, your monthly cycles, if you are cycling on the new moon, then that means you are a powerful manifester and you are calling in something powerful. So use that to your advantage. And then same with the full moon. If you are getting it on the full moon, then that means that it's time to release something. That also means you're ovulating if you're at that age during the new moon. So maybe that's what you're trying to call in, releasing traumas with the full moon, calling in a baby with the new moon. All right, let's go to the tarot. What else do we need to know for the collective? What else? And again, Cancer, Sagittarius, Libra. These may be seasons that are significant to you. New moons in general. Pay attention to your North Node. We talked about North Node in Cancer. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Love it. Because that's telling me that you are coming into your own. As this individuality card up here looks out at you. It's like, who are you? And once you figure that out, like what I'm hearing here is as you step into your North Node, that's where the money is, right? So this is the message that's coming through here. Let's go with it. You're not chasing the money because there's no fulfillment in that. The cat's going crazy again. Where you find fulfillment in your life is your North Node. And the hidden thing that you're unaware of is that that's where the money's at. You turn into this beautiful, nurturing, loving person. And you are just naturally abundant in whatever it is you choose to do with your North Node. So as soon as you figure that out, and maybe you have already, that's where the money is. Right? You don't have to worry about money. Because you're doing the thing that, you know, you're being called to do, and Spirit's just making sure you're taken care of. Okay, I saw that at the bottom and it came through anyway. We have Justice. Okay? So we do have Libra over here. We have now Justice. So I'm getting that with this cycle ending, you are about to see something that you didn't expect to see. And that is for the scales to be balanced. I feel like many of you have felt that you've been in justice your whole life, and you asked yourself probably many times, and maybe the universe, God, why is all this happening to me? Why did I have to endure so much? And again, comparison. Maybe you're looking at your life and going, wow, I had to do so many things to overcome all this, and I don't understand why I had to do it. And then you look at like maybe your neighbor's life that you had to grow up with, and they had like lots of money. They were always going on vacations. They were always taken care of and seemed to have loving parents and blah, 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 whatever else. Here's the thing. As a chosen one, you do have a tough life. You do. But remember that when you incarnated, you signed up for this. You are doing more in this lifetime than others can do in many lifetimes. Here's why. You're a seasoned veteran. So it's basically like, let's talk about video games, okay? You have a novice versus a master. Maybe that neighbor over there is a novice soul, and this is their first incarnation, or they have not had many. And so they're just kind of on the basic skill level, a normal track to get from A to B. But you've been here way more times and have been through these lifetimes over and over and over again. And there's many things, many cycles that you have mastered. And so when you signed up, you're like, oh yeah, there's going to be an apocalypse. Got it. There's going to be famine. Got it. There's going to be terrorism. Got it. Like, you're like, let's do this. I'm the best one for the job. We're in it. Let's go. Right? And so you easily go through these hard levels that a novice would struggle with because they have not been there before. So you're just plowing through these lessons like they're nothing. Like I just heard like a hot knife through butter. And this is why your life seems harder. It's because you've been here before, you've done this before, and you've mastered this before. The sucky part is that you are born and you literally forget all of that. And you have to almost unlearn everything that you learned in this lifetime because it's I just heard bukkake. Gobbledygook. Weird words. Who uses these words? So anyways, the scales are balancing back out in your favor because you've endured enough for now. Oh, okay. Man, I don't know if you can hear her. She's got the zoomies. So the balances are being leveled out, and you are about to get your abundance while you are hanging out in your north node, right? You've already figured out the south node and how you don't want to be there and hang out in the south node. And again, that might be somebody else's situation as well. Maybe they're perfectly happy living a life of sin in the south node and being terrible human beings. And maybe they seem to be doing just fine for themselves. But, you know, we're not judging here, but their journey is harder because they're following the money. They're not living in their purpose, you know? So you have to kind of look at it that way. Basically, you do you. That's all you can do. What's that saying? You have to be yourself because everyone else is taken. I can't remember who said that, but that's what's coming through right now. All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, she's chilling now over there. She just gets in these funny moods. All right, these two. We have Temperance and Eight of Wands. Love it. More Sagittarius energy. Eight of Wands. And obviously Justice is more Libra energy, so we now have Libra and Sagittarius twice. Strength at the bottom, Leo energy. So Eight of Wands is telling me that you've got something coming in. And in fact, it's not just like a little bit of something, it's a lot of something. So the thing that you don't see coming is tons of opportunities for you. And lots of new energy. Okay, this could be communication around something that you've been waiting for. This could be opportunities that you've been waiting for. It's like doors are opening. The possibilities are endless. So keep moving forward in whatever it is that you're doing. And as you do that, more will be revealed to you. Okay. And again, some things may require you to step out of your comfort zone. So let's just say, for example, you are comfortable as a writer. And the thing that you're comfortable doing is writing the newsletter for a church or a school or something like that. And you're like, yeah, we're just talking about the upcoming events. You know, maybe it's for your job. You just write about the next month's activities or whatever it is. And then suddenly you get an opportunity to write a column in a newspaper. And you're like, oh, I don't think I could do that. I was only doing this as a side gig, and I don't think I can do that. Like, again, don't limit yourself when these opportunities come in, you know? Step out of your comfort zone. It's going to require you to do something that you feel you may be unqualified for. But the opportunity is coming to you, and therefore someone feels that you are qualified for it. So even if you need to learn some new additional skill set to do this new thing, go for it. Spirit is very much giving you the green light here to go for whatever that is. Okay? And these are going to come easily to you as well. I'm hearing that too. So it's not something you have to struggle to get, right? Don't follow the money. Follow your passions. You're passionate about writing, you're going to get an opportunity, and it may feel a little out of your comfort zone, but it's going to fulfill you, and you're going to get some money out of the process, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's get a couple more for the tarot. We have the Six of Pentacles. I love that because that is another form of balance and reciprocity. So we do have here a new romantic cycle begins, okay? with the Six of Pentacles, what this is telling me is you are about to get a love, and I just saw the word safe. A love that is safe, right? Balanced, reciprocated. It's like this person is going to show up and not want to drain your energy as others may have in the past. This is going to fulfill you, and in turn, you're going to fulfill each other because you both are into reciprocity. Okay, we have Judgment, last card. So Judgment is about using your discernment. There's going to be some things in your life that you may have to leave behind. This includes relationships. For you to enter this new cycle, what I'm getting is most of you, if you are having to leave behind a relationship, it is because your growth is different from that of who you are with. So, for example, you start moving, you're in your North Node, you're doing your thing, and your true self starts to show. And what starts to happen is if the person that you're with doesn't choose to grow with you, they may still be in that comfort zone, right, where you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and you might start to see parts of them that maybe you didn't see before. Maybe they were red flags that you ignored in the past because you're like, I'm just gonna deal with it. It's a red flag, but I'm okay with that red flag. Like, you somehow accepted whatever that was. Okay? But now things are going to become glaringly obvious to you. That you're like, oh no, maybe I would have put up with that in the past, but I am to the point now where I will not put up with that. Whatever that is. So have an understanding that you may start to see things in people as you awaken and become, again, over here in the corner, third eye aware. As that starts to illuminate for you, things become glaringly obvious to you. And you're literally like, oh, these things that I tolerated before are actually making me nauseous. And I don't know why I did. Like, ugh. And maybe even some people that you found attractive, you're suddenly like, ugh, what did I see in that person? Or friendships. Maybe you had friends for a long time, and when you became friends, you bonded over something, right? And then suddenly you grow and you step into your North Node, your purpose, and you start to look at some of these friends and you're like, okay, these are my friends. I don't know why they're my friends. They're not nice. They don't treat me well. You know, whatever it is that you say about the friends. Frenemies, right? Maybe they only got close to you because they wanted something from you. So you are starting to put a big giant assessment on your life and looking at it with clear eyes for once. Again, with that fog, like you're wiping away that fog and you're like, I see these red flags now, and now I gotta do what I gotta do. And in some cases, you know, with the Judgment card, maybe some of you are not removing people from your life and Spirit is doing it for you. Maybe there's some stuff that, again, this whole message is about what's hidden and what's unseen. Is these people did things behind your back, and so they're being removed out of your life. And that's okay. So look for connections that are balanced and reciprocated. I water you, you water me. We both are giving 100%, not this 50-50 stuff. A relationship requires 100% and 100%, not half and half. Any relationship, again, familial ones, friendship ones, relationship ones, anything. Give and take. Remember that. Because that's what's going to truly point out to you who should stay and who should go. And you'll know it. It's going to become very, very evident to you who's been taking and not giving back, and who's been actually showing up. Like think about the times that you've had to suffer in silence. Like, all I've ever wanted is a friend that will just acknowledge that my facial expression says that I need a hug. And that's a tough thing, because not everybody can just pick up intuitively that you need a hug that day. But you might find that person like, oh, hey, are you okay? You seem off today. Do you need a hug? You know? And then suddenly you melt into that person's arms and you're like, this is exactly what I needed. Maybe you couldn't speak that was what you needed, but that person knew already. These are the kind of relationships that we should be surrounding ourselves with. Because you're gonna have friends that are gonna be like, oh, you're in pain, and they like relish in that, and it's like sickening and disgusting. I just bleh. Oh, you're doing bad, tell me more. You hit rock bottom, tell me more. I want to hear all about it. But when you're doing good, they're like, oh yeah, okay, great. Like, I'll give you an example with my book. I told a few people about it, and some people were so happy and so thrilled. They're like, yes, I want a copy. How much is it? I want one. I want to support you. I'm happy for you. Great. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you, you know? And then you get these other people that are like, oh, well, I tried to write a book too, and I have a book that's also coming out. And you're like, okay, cool. Like, how's that going for you? Is it ready? You gonna publish it soon? So just be aware of the responses that you get from people, because they tell you everything you need to know about that person. I know now who not to speak certain things to. And you always keep your plans silent and don't reveal anything until after it's done. Especially to those people who are like, comparison. Oh, you wrote a book? Me too. Oh, okay. I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody. Who I compare myself to is past versions of me. Am I doing better today than I was yesterday, or last week, month, or year, or last decade? If the answer is yes, you're good. Just keep going and keep doing you. That's all you can do. All right, we are going to close this reading out with a Gothic Oracle. This is an Anne Stokes deck, and I love it. It's so beautiful. All right, let's get one Gothic Oracle to close this reading out. What message do we have in closing for the collective for this beautiful reading? I love decks that have the, there it is, the metallic edges. So this is red on the edges. The Wisdom of the House of Night has silver edges. Like, want to talk about, like, my tarot giddiness, my oracle card giddiness. Like, you put some metallic on the edges and whoo, that does it for me. All right, we have Beyond the Veil. So there's a lot of, I'm trying to think, what is that, Latin? It says, Leti carpe diem mors, polvis et umbra sumus. Okay, so I don't know what that means because I don't speak Latin. Maybe it will explain it in the book. Maybe some of you know Latin. Maybe some of you have seen Latin somewhere. And that's also a yin-yang. All right, so this is balance. Look at that. Balance came out again. We have the scales here. We have the scales here. We have temperance, which is balance. Six of Pentacles, which is balance. Now we have balance again. All right, let's read the message. A veiled woman is poised and still. In her hands, she holds a skull, a reminder of inescapable mortality. You will notice the yin-yang symbol faintly covering this image like a soft film, highlighting the balance between life and death. In Eastern, they thought the yin-yang symbol represents the two complementary forces that make up life as we know it. The yin is the feminine and the yang is the male. So the feminine principles suggesting that all female is darkness and passivity, and the male essence is light and active. We all have masculinity and femininity within us, like the sun and moon. These two forces cannot exist without each other. At the top of the card is the motto. Here it is. Yeah. Carpe diem, which means seize the day. A reminder to make the most of the time that we have here on earth before we pass from this realm to the next. We can embrace this outlook while living a balanced life, experiencing work and play, joy and sacrifice, excitement and calm in even measures. This card might be that you are feeling the effects of imbalance in your life. If you are socializing too much or working too hard, you may need to realign your priorities to strike a healthy and sustainable balance. All right. So, with your balance, it's here all over the table, everywhere. If you are looking to figure out how you can put more balance into your life, go ahead and journal about that question. Like, where in my life do I feel that I have a lot of balance versus where in my life do I feel I have a lack of balance? So, again, balance could be between so many things. It could be the light and the dark, the masculine, the feminine, the heart and the mind. Like, maybe you need to be more in your heart space and less in your head space. There needs to be a balance between the two. So, what aspects of your life could use more balance? And what aspects of your life do you think are pretty good in a balance sense? Like, do you feel like you have enough money to do the things that you want to do? Do you feel that your emotions are balanced? Do you feel that your relationships are balanced? Equal give and take, reciprocity. These are just 3 examples of things you can look at and decipher for yourself if you need more balance. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else for you. I am just looking around at the stacks and stacks of decks that I have over here and just trying to figure out, all right, let me give you one closing message here. So these are the Art of War cards. We're going to shuffle these and get you one closing message here from the Art of War. What is one closing message that we can give to the collective from the Art of War? There we go. All right. So, Sun Tzu said, "The skillful leader subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in a field." The best way to win is not to fight. Wow. Differences of opinion are a part of life. Discussion conducted with reason and respect can lead to understanding and compromise, But angry arguments in which things are said that cannot be taken back rarely conclude satisfactorily and often lead to further issues down the line. If you want to get your point across, be calm, be respectful, and be polite. Wow. I love that because, again, we were talking about balance. So much balance. So again, when we talked about balance of emotion, this is in your response. So, right, we finished cycles, we're moving forward, we're being our authentic self. Guess what? It's gonna make some people angry and upset, and they're gonna want to instigate a fight. But you don't have to engage in that fight. So, your lack of response is a response in itself. I just want you to be aware of that. I've actually had that where someone tries to pick a fight with me and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are we doing here? Like, are you okay? Because I'm not engaging in that. Like, you have to know when somebody's trying to bait you into something, right? Exert balance. And temperance is all about taking that middle road. Don't go to any extreme or the other. No is a complete sentence. Hi, kitty. And so you don't have to stick around and fight a battle that you didn't sign up to fight, right? Like, I'm hearing not my circus, not my monkeys. That's kind of where the judgment comes into with discernment. There's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, you're leaving me? You don't want to be friends anymore? Or you don't want to live with me anymore? Or you don't want to be in a relationship anymore? Or you don't want to talk to me anymore? They're going to be like, well, fine then, and try to get you to fight with them, you know? You don't have to fight with them. You can just calmly, coolly, and collectively be like, I choose not to engage in this, and walk away. And they might follow you, and they might try to still instigate a fight, and you're like, good. You just sit there and fight with yourself. I choose not to fight. Like, you already won because you already chose yourself over that situation. And sometimes that upsets people because they wanted you to keep choosing them over and over again instead of yourself. So just be aware. Energy vampires could be narcissists, whoever they are. Don't give in to the temptation of an argument, of a fight, because they want that. It's like your response is what feeds them, you know? Even if it's an angry response. So, collective, this has been your message from the goddess NYX, and this has been something that maybe you didn't know was going on in the background, and expect beautiful things here. Some sort of surprise, some sort of balance, and potentially a new romantic cycle. You may have already seen this, because this says new moon in Libra. We just passed Libra season. So maybe you've already seen what this could possibly be, even if it hasn't materialized fully yet. Maybe you caught a glimpse of whatever this was when it started. Maybe it won't be till next Libra season. But whatever this is, it's going to be very balanced, right? And again, safe. Finally, safe. Somebody that's not trying to engage you in a fight or an argument or a whatever, with the drama. I'm hearing it's safe to love. All right. So remember that if you comment the word book in any video throughout the whole month of November, you are entered for a chance to win my book. Must be subscribed. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and so much love. Love on yourself. Do that first. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.